Welcome to the Axiom Mortgage Solutions post-game wrap. I'm Scott Fraser, joined by Andrew D'Agostini. And Andrew, what a third period we just saw unfold, but what a full 60 minutes of hockey it was. So let's get started from the beginning, and mainly that first shift from Ted Nickel, Luke Bignell, and Zach Poirier that really seemed to set the tone.
Again, that was a Sean Camp special. We talked about it. We knew that he's always the best at giving the pump-up speeches, the motivational speeches. I guarantee you he's telling them, lay a few hits, get the energy going. The crowd, not that they needed it, but you knew that they could take it to another level, that just so they had a taste of what they were really in for. A lot of physicality this game. And like I said, we're going to talk about Cregan a lot today. Came up with a huge handful of saves right off the bat, first 5 minutes, and unfortunately, unlucky one. The last 0.1 second left in the first period turned out to be a mental challenge that they bounced back from.
The energy level really started pre-game during the anthem. This place was shaking, the roof was shaking, and everyone was right into it. And then from there, after that first period, yes, Cregan allowed that goal with 0.1 seconds left in that first period, but seemed to really bounce back and have his best period in that second frame, including one really big save.
Well, that's the thing about his second period, and it's like we talked about, that mental battle of overcoming what that does to your emotions, giving up an important first goal against with 0.1 seconds left. We could talk about a lot of great saves in that second period, but it really, for goaltending, when you're going to save your team, it comes down to timing of your saves, and a 2-on-1 with a few minutes left in the second period that ultimately leads to your first couple goals for. You guys secure the lead. I mean, it doesn't get any more important than that.
Yeah, it really turned the tide. Anthony Tabak went down and scored a few minutes later to tie the game. And then about 32 seconds later, Nolan DeGursey gave Guelph their first lead of the night that they carried into the second intermission. And this place was, again, behind the Gryphons all night long. The second intermission was a great job done by the arena staff to keep the energy levels up. A great game day all around. The figure skating team was fantastic in the first intermission. But in the third period, a early goal for Laurier to tie the game, and then Guelph did a good job to weather the storm, and then Luke Bignell secured the lead and the win for the Gryphons late in the third. But again, it was all about Brendan Cregan down the stretch.
38 saves, huge night for him. He stayed sharp throughout the whole thing, got beat by a couple good goals, and he came up big when it mattered most, and that's that one save in the second period, and of course in the last couple minutes of the game.
Well, you're another guy that has to get back to work tomorrow morning on the ice with the Toronto Maple Leafs for practice. So we want to thank you for joining us all game long and for the post-game show. On behalf of Andrew D'Agostini, I'm Scott Fraser. Good night.